The presidents of Egypt and Ethiopia have briefed media in Cairo after their negotiations on Thursday. Now, the discussions there focused mainly on the Grand Renaissance Dam, as Yasser Hakim reports.
The issue of the Ethiopian dam has topped the agenda of talks. The Egyptian president expressed his concerns over the stalling of the dam's technical negotiations, which includes Sudan with Egypt and Ethiopia.
On the Renaissance Dam, I've expressed our utmost concerns over the stalled negotiations on the technical front to finalize the agreed studies and to analyze the probable environmental, economic and social effects of the Renaissance Dam and how to avoid them. I explained that it is crucial that all studies be done quickly by the three parties and to overcome the current stagnation.
Ethiopia says it has built the dam to generate much-needed electricity.
The dam is an important element for Ethiopia, and we should look at it as a development for you, as well as it is a source of development for us. This dam was constructed in Ethiopia, but it will help develop the whole Nile basin and will not affect Egypt or Sudan waters.
And the Ethiopian Prime Minister tried to calm Egypt's fears over the effects of the dam.
Ethiopia and the Ethiopian people will never under any circumstances even think of harming our Egyptian brothers in any way. The river Nile flows through us all, and we will not harm your country in any way.
Egypt head of state Abdel Fattah al-Sisi said Cairo has requested to include the World Bank in the trilateral talks.
We requested this issue because we wanted to overcome the delays in the negotiations for the last few months so that we can move forward in this regard, and on a condition that it would be accepted by the three of us. There would also be another party that would join us with its expertise and opinion, and that will be accepted by all of us. There are procedures based on the construction of the dam, and according to our previous agreement, we do not want any unilateral decisions concerning the filling of the dam.
The outcome of the summit has been described by some as a relative improvement than before.
Before the visit, there was aggressive criticism from the media in Egypt, Ethiopia and Sudan media as well. Now, Egyptians are a bit relaxed because the Egyptian president calmed these tensions before and during the summit. He confirmed in his statements that Ethiopia does not intend to harm Egypt. The only path ahead is through partnerships and mutual understandings, and that we will never fight our brothers, the Arabs and Africans.
And on the sidelines of the summit, Egypt signed a protocol to establish an industrial city and agricultural projects in Ethiopia. The statements by both leaders have been reassuring to the peoples of both nations. Relations look positive. But what remains now for most is that these positive words would be translated into action on the ground. Yasser Hakim for CGTN, Cairo.
Well, let's get some more details on this now from CGTN's Yasser Hakim. He joins us live in Cairo. Yasser, welcome to the show. Now, suddenly all eyes were on those talks around the Grand Renaissance Dam. It certainly looks like all is well. What was the outcome of those talks today?
The talks were aimed more on trying to patch the differences between the Ethiopians and the Egyptians. There was a situation of mistrust and the feeling that this dam is made for political reasons, for political pressure on Egypt, and also because Ethiopia had been meeting countries that Egypt has fallen out with. So there was this feeling of not really having good intentions from the Ethiopian side, especially after last November when Egypt moved out of the talks and the talks stalled. And also Egypt was complaining that the Sudanese and Ethiopian sides were not doing enough or not taking the technical committee meetings seriously enough and not giving the guarantees that Egypt needs about that the dam would not affect Egypt's water share. Now, these meetings today were actually meant to rebuild the relationship, and the statements by both leaders have shown this, have reflected that there are good intentions, that they feel that it's time to build a pathway forward to restart the negotiations and the technical committee meetings on the dam and the effects of the dam on Egypt and Sudan.
Now we hear there were also other talks taking place today. Egypt and Ethiopia are looking to set up a joint investment council. Give us a sense of what this council will be aimed at. What will it achieve between the two countries?
Yes, the two countries have agreed that bilateral trade and bilateral investments is very low. Egypt and Ethiopia for decades have not had a strong economic partnership or relationship. And now this is being changed. Now Egypt will establish an Egyptian industrial city in Ethiopia. Egypt will also invest in several sectors. You have pharmaceuticals, agriculture, industries, different industries, education, and showing the expertise on other sectors as well, such as mining. So there's a host of protocols being signed to try to increase the level of investments between both countries and trade as well. There's only Egypt is investing $2 billion in Ethiopia at the moment, and it wants to increase that amount as well as increasing its trade. Ethiopia is a big market, and Egypt has the goods and production to supply the market with what is needed in this regard. So this council will sort of monitor and put a plan for investments and trade between both countries in the next 3 to 4 years.
Now, of course, the visit is coming to an end tomorrow. Any other developments from the meeting between the two presidents?
Well, actually, the developments come from Sudan. And as a part of the positive attitude between both countries, Sudan has announced that the ambassador that has been summoned back to Sudan from Cairo will return to Cairo. And that the ambassador has been given orders from the Sudanese president to solve all the outstanding issues with Egypt and to rebuild the relationship with Egypt. So what happened this time actually is that it has not only strengthened the ties or re-strengthened the ties between Egypt and Ethiopia, but actually this has come with Sudan as well, that is also rebuilding its relationship with Egypt, which has also been strained in the last few months over several issues, so including the dam. So we are seeing a rebuilding of the trilateral relationship between these countries, and we expect a summit, another summit between them, maybe very soon during the AU summit in Addis Ababa. We might see another meeting, but this time with the Sudanese president as well, to agree on the next phase concerning the dam and concerning the relationship between the three countries.
Well, many thanks for that update, Yasser, on that visit. Of course, Yasser Hakim joining us there in Cairo.